do to you? I can hear a telephone directory and two. Standing on balls is something else I can do. I always put my sister with the nearest living view. So imagine what I could do to you. To see my many attributes won't need a second glance. You know if you resist it, you just couldn't stop. I can knock your whole right through and call it concrete wall. I can pull a 3 out of 5 through the nothing at all. Now you know about me, you don't need a crystal ball to tell you just what I could do to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, now in the ring, 225 pounds from the state of Texas, Dr. Tom Prichard. And ladies and gentlemen, his partner, he is accompanied at ringside by his 2 valets, Miss Linda and Miss Brenda Britton, who is the Southeastern Heavyweight Champion, 225 pounds from the Royal Forest of Maine, Exotic Adrian Street.
The exotic Adrian Street now with 2 valets, Miss Brenda and Miss Linda. He won Miss Brenda away from the hustler Rip Rogers, and so he has now a tag team partner in the Dr. Tom Prichard, and they're going up against the hustler Rip Rogers and Kris Von Colt. Obviously, Rogers has a lot at stake here, and going into this battle under some extremely adverse conditions. And Kris Von Colt, and look at this, Miss Brenda not the least bit happy about her function now as a valet. And she is very, very upset, very perturbed over this. All right, getting set to go. The exotic one, Adrian Street, making no bones about the fact that he may have her as a valet, and I'm talking about Miss Brenda, but it is more to shame the hustler Rip Rogers than anything else. All right. Dr. Tom Prichard is the first one out. Let's see who he moves out against. Bit of hurried consultation, and the exotic Adrian Street moving to the opposite corner. Kris Von Colt moving out against Tom Prichard. Remember this match, an Australian tag team event, 1 fall, 15-minute time limit. Von Colt checking out those ring ropes. Von Colt moves in, duck under, go behind, high waist lift takedown on Prichard. Prichard, good sit out and escape by Prichard. And Prichard explaining to him in sign language exactly what he did. All right, Von Colt locks up. Good move by Von Colt. Reversal now by Prichard. Von Colt makes it to the ring ropes. That'll force the break. Once again, Prichard watching carefully. Prichard and the exotic Adrian Street as tag team partners. Von Colt, a side headlock on Prichard. Short chopping right hand into the forehead of Prichard. Prichard staggered and over to the ropes. Full Nelson by Kris Von Colt. Good standing reversal by Prichard and Von Colt. Up on those ring ropes, and Prichard brought him right back to the canvas. The tag is made. The hustler Rip Rogers gets set to move in. And Rogers is indicating he wants the exotic Adrian Street, and Street wastes no time. And suddenly Rogers decides, well, he'll tag him. The exotic Adrian Street dancing his way around the ring. Colt a little nonplussed. Gets a side headlock up against those ring ropes. Street fires him off, drops to the canvas. Street catches it. Beautiful lariat that takes Von Colt to the canvas. And it's Von Colt hurtled into Hustler Rip Rogers. Colt protesting and to no avail. Exotic Adrian Street very much in control of the situation here. A special hi to Tracy Scoggins. Von Colt outside the ring once again. Colt making his way back into the ring. The exotic Adrian Street, of course, will be part of the big spectacular upcoming at the Alabama Theater on February 15th. He is a writer, composer, singer. And Street now has Hustler Rip Rogers punishing that left arm as a chin lock on him. Kris Von Colt off the ropes, catches the exotic one. Again, the tag is made. Hustler Rip Rogers tags up. They quickly double team on the exotic one, Adrian Street, and Street in trouble now, driven to the canvas once again. And now it's Kris Von Colt with a chokehold on the exotic Adrian Street. See Miss Linda outside the ring, obviously very concerned about Adrian Street, and he has caught a hard right hand. Hustler Rip Rogers moves in, plants a boot. The back of the rib cage. And now, the exotic Adrian Street, a series of right hands, but he is dropped. Prichard reaching over to tag up. Thing happening there now. And Prichard did not make the tag. Apparently was off balance or something because he did not make the tag. And an argument now with Miss Linda and Prichard about no tag. And situation there. Well, they're double teaming on Street, and Prichard has walked away. Prichard has walked away. He had an envelope that Miss Brenda gave him. And the exotic Adrian Street. Oh, brother. That had to be so doggone raunchy. It was unbelievable. There was a payoff there. No question about that, a payoff as Miss Brenda passed an envelope over to Tom Prichard, and Prichard just walked away from it. And the exotic Adrian Street he took a count of 3. Hustler Rip Rogers. And that had to be, in my opinion, that had to be a complete payoff. There was some skullduggery going on there, no question about it. The exotic one still dazed and staggered. And Miss Brenda, well, what a Brutus she's turned out to be, an absolute Brutus. For the official word, let's go to our ring announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time of 6 minutes, 10 seconds, your winners, Kris Von Colt and Hustler Rip Rogers.
If you'd like to know more about the world of computers, Time Life Books would like to Lend a Hand, beginning with Computer Basics, the first book in understanding computers. An exciting new series that shows you how computers work and how they work for you. You'll start by learning the binary code, the computer's secret language, and what makes up a silicon chip, the computer's own brain. All in plain, simple English that's clear and easy to read. Then we'll reach out with a close-up peek at modern-day software. You'll see how it's changing the way you shop and controlling the way you drive, with words and pictures that suddenly make the complex simple. Then we'll appear on the scene with a look at what turns computers into the games you play, the music you hear, the technology you depend on, with cutaway diagrams that are easy to follow. Then we'll stretch beyond into the world of computer graphics. You'll be amazed at the life-saving pictures computers take, the fascinating pictures computers create. With understanding computers, you'll look into a world that's changing our lives every day. And while we're giving you that look, we'd like to give you the time, this high-tech calculator alarm watch. So now if you're ready to understand that world of computers, we're ready to lend a hand.
Call 1-800-852-1400. Examine Computer Basics for 10 days. Keep it in pages $14.99 plus shipping and handling. The watch is free with the purchase. Other books follow, one about every other month on the same trial basis. Cancel anytime. Call 1-800-852-1400.
I have with me right now Dr. Tom Prichard and the hustler Rip Rogers. And before I talk to these two masters of duplicity, let's turn to the ring right now and get the comments from the gentleman inside the squared circle.
How about it there, Thunderbolt?
You know, Scotty, I won a lot of things in my life, you know, all kind of amateur titles all through Florida and the nation. I'd like to say something. This title here means everything to me, and if you're under 230 pounds, come on down. I'll give you a good party with this here.
Mr. Street, I've got a lot of scores to settle with Rip Rogers. And everybody, I was warned to keep my eye on Tom Prichard, and I didn't believe it. I thought we'd settled all our differences. And I'd like to ask you, Brenda Britton, smiling like a pig, what was in that envelope? There's going to be inquiries. I've been told that she handed Tom Prichard something. She handed him an envelope. I'm going to see the bottom of this, and Rip Rogers, you're going to see the front of this.
Street, not only can you not wrestle, you can't write songs. I'm a personal friend of John Cougar Mellencamp and Michael Jackson, and they told me that this album right here was nothing but trash. You can't sing, you can't wrestle, you can't dance. I can do everything better than you, and if you think anybody in their right mind is going to the Alabama Theater on the 15th to see you sing, you're crazy. Tommy, you're a great wrestler. What, and for everybody who wants to know whose side I'm on my side, Jack.
These guys came and interfered in my match. That's one thing that ticked me off. My guys got their hands raised in victory, and for no apparent reason that I know of, Fuller and Golden and the studs of Tennessee stud Ron Fuller, one of the same, came down here and stuck their nose.
Well, what about this with that cane being broken over it?
Hey, I didn't know they was going to back. Somebody doctored this tape. I didn't know. That just shows you the favoritism. Because I didn't know they were going to back the tape up Gordon Sully that much. I didn't know they were going to doctor the tape.
All right, look at here.
Oh, look here, they would take the hood off and expose Ron Fuller to who he really is. And, of course, they doctored the tape up, and they're going to show that part. That just goes to show you what I'm up against right here. And the bullet Bob Armstrong, it's all one and the same, too. Comes out here with whatever he's got on his arm. I try to knock his brains out. Look at this.
Now Kevin Sullivan enters the scene.
Thank goodness. Something like it. Now I'm over here, and we're taking the mask off again, but I'm sure that they got the film doctored and going to show that ain't going to, that they got the tape doctored up, and I'm just ticked off. I can't hardly talk.
Well, all I can say here is that you certainly were using that cane to every possible advantage, and whether you like it or not, sir, that's the way things actually took place. And I have seen no evidence yet of what you're talking about.
Well, just like I said, Mr. Sully, of course, you're on the same side of them. Apparently, you've got a biased opinion, but what I'm saying is, right here, we are beating his brain. Look here, I have got the mask, and I take it all the way off. I take it all the way off. And look here, you guys got the tape doctored. It's obvious.
Well, there's no doctoring of any tape here. The man's mask is still intact. It's still as far as...
They're putting it back on right now. Are you crazy? They're putting the mask back on.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's the Tennessee Stud. I have no other knowledge of that than it
Well,
is.
in professional wrestling, is there a 6'9" long drink of water? There ain't two that look like the same person I've ever seen in my life. Is Ron Fuller and the Tennessee Stud. And don't come out here and insult my intelligence and these people's intelligence out here and try to tell me different, Mr. Sullivan. Now, right here, there's the 8-man suicide match right here. So since everybody was already there, I said, get the ambulances ready, baby, and let's just get this thing rocking. And right here, my man is carrying Robert Fuller's head all the way off his shoulders.
Well, you obviously are very confident about things here, but as this is...
Who's on top right here? What's happening?
I see you.
Someone's beating Bullet up. My 3 men are beating up the Fullers and Golden. What else can happen, huh? Well, what's happening? The proof is in the pudding, Mr. Sully.
Well, I don't understand what you're complaining about because I haven't seen anything except your illegal use of the cane thus far.
Well, you must be mistaken because I didn't see anything like that. They got the tape doctored. If I'm doing anything wrong, look here. Now, Ron Fuller comes from the dressing room with a stick, and he's hitting my man with it right now. The match ought to be disqualified right now. This is a crime and shame in professional wrestling. Now, look at Ron Fuller, the Tennessee Stud. He's digging in my man's eye right here. Look at my man's eye over here. He can't wrestle right now. He can't see his family. He can't drive. He can't eat. He can't walk without seeing an eye dog because Ron Fuller, the Tennessee Stud, jabbed him, poked his eyeball, and now he's got cornea. His cornea's ripped open. Look at this. This is a crying shame, Mr. Sully.
Well, all I can...
Of course, this is professional wrestling, not stick and eye gouging. Look at this right here.
Well, it certainly appears to me that one deserves another, sir.
Well, here, and I'm very glad he was. The young man's name is Doug Furnas, and well, rather than just talk about it, I think we have it, right? We'd like to watch it.
Indeed. Let's take a look at it right now because what we're talking about here is indeed a return steel cage match. And there you see the Tennessee Stud and the Bullet. And, well, things are happening. Bear in mind now that Doug Furnas is outside. Obviously, the purpose of a steel cage is to keep away from outside interference.
Well, that's right. But you see, Buddy Landell's outside, too. He's passed the cane through the cage to this headhunter here, and I got my hands on it. And, oh, yes, I love that because I felt that thing on my back last week. I know what that feels like. So there was a headhunter that went down that time, and Landell's out there on the outside of the cage. You may be screaming now and real sorry he passed that cane through, but nonetheless, that was the end of the match. Now, here you can see the Continental wrestling official opening the cage. You can see Landell shove him out of the way here, and he makes his way in the cage. Not only does Landell come in, there comes Kris and Colt. Neither one of these men scheduled in this match at all, and because they got away with something similar to this on the last cage, I guess they intended to do it this time. Now, you can see the official here is trying to keep Kevin Sullivan from getting he wanted to close the door back, I assume, and lock it, and Sullivan makes a big mistake here, which I'm sure I've heard he's been fined $10,000 for this. He should have been kicked completely out of wrestling as far as I'm concerned. This is a man who is obviously not a wrestler. He's an official for Continental Wrestling. You can see him being thrown in the cage here. At that point, I think he probably received the laceration from that right there. He ended up, like I say, getting 17 stitches because of this. Sullivan here is just tearing his clothes off and beating and pounding. Really, in my estimation, an almost helpless man. This man probably weighs 170 pounds, certainly doesn't weigh 200 or 250 pounds. He's not a wrestler. He was not there to be involved in this event. He was there simply to open the door when the match was open. Now, I think Landell's gone back. He's closed the cage and relocked it back. And you'll see several people. There's one off to the left there trying to climb the cage. And they're hammering his fingers and doing whatever they can to keep anybody from being able to get inside the cage and help us out. I think they've dumped Robert out of the cage and onto the floor. He's trying his best to get in. At this point, I think 6 guys in the ring, and there's the Tennessee Stud, the Bullet, and Jimmy Colt.
Look at that man, Furnas.
That's it. Could you see that? I don't know if you can pick it up. He got in the cage up in a unique way. He tore the door off the cage, literally. The man is upset. And you can see here, he nailed the 3 headhunters. He's pulling out the T-shirt, and this boy is about to play exorcist to Kevin Sullivan. Colt tries to stop him. He barrels Colt, and you can see Sullivan takes a couple of cheap shots here, and he blacked this boy's eye and busted his eye underneath his eye. But I think you saw it didn't knock him down. It just made him mad.
Ladies and gentlemen, now entering the ring, Montgomery, Alabama, 235 pounds, gorgeous Jimmy Golden. His partner, 240 pounds, from Dyersburg, Tennessee, luscious Robert Fuller.
Robert Fuller and Jimmy Golden getting set to move out against the Polynesian Warrior and Mike Fever. And Ron Fuller has joined me here at the podium. And, of course, Ron Fuller has really become the official spokesman for the Tennessee Stud. But, well, earlier, of course, Buddy Landell had some very unkind things to say.
Well, Buddy Landell's a very unkind person, and unkind people never have anything nice to say, so I'm not looking for anything nice out of Buddy Landell's mouth. But I would like to say right off the bat here, Gordon, that I want to take this opportunity personally to thank the fans that have accepted the Tennessee Stud. I know that Jimmy and Robert feel the same way. There's been a lot of things go down in the past here, and people have had all kinds of reason to certainly not like the Tennessee Stud and Robert Fuller and Jimmy Golden. And I can understand if they didn't, but they have been accepting us well, and just I want to pass that along for Robert and Jimmy. They asked that I do say. Certainly appreciate their support, and we're looking forward to this match here. As you can see, Jimmy Golden and Robert were the Southeastern Tag Champions. They've held tag team championships, the two of them, all over the world, literally, and this should be a good match. I don't know much about this Polynesian Warrior, but this Fever's a pretty tough competitor, and I figure they'll give them some competition for sure. But I look for Robert and Jimmy to come out as the champions they are here.
Well, they got some problems right now as Fever just jammed Golden into the boot of the Polynesian Warrior, a full body slam and a lateral body press. Golden powers out, however, and very quickly jams Fever back into the Polynesian Warrior, then catches the Warrior, and now has Fever into that size 12 worn by Robert Fuller. And so Robert Fuller makes the tag and moves into the ring, and now here comes the Polynesian Warrior. So Robert Fuller's going to have his hands full. This is a mighty well-built competitor, this Polynesian Warrior.
Well, we got a lot of Polynesians here. New Guinea is a Polynesian area, too, you know, and those boys, I don't know that they've got the build of this man, but I figure they're a little bit more vicious than this guy is. We're having all kinds of problems with them. One of them now has got himself a bad eye. Jimmy had a bad eye for about 4 months and was completely out of wrestling. And it looks like that one of the headhunters is going to be wearing a patch for a while. And I wish I could say, Gordon, that I am sorry, but I'm not about to say I'm sorry. I'm not the least bit sorry, in fact, that he does have a bad eye. And if it have anything to do with it, before it's all over, all three of those headhunters are going to be wearing a patch over their eye. And Buddy Landell will be wearing a patch over both eyes, and he'll have him a seeing eye dog and a walking cane. He'll be using those canes he carries for walking around rather than pounding and beating and breaking on somebody's back with it.
Wouldn't be a bad idea to put a patch over his mouth.
Now, that's the perfect place, Gordon. I love that. That's the perfect place for that man's patch, is right on his mouth. He's got more mouth than Kevin Sullivan, and I didn't think anybody had more mouth than Kevin Sullivan, but that boy seems to have more to say than Sullivan does, and I'm afraid that he may be an even more dangerous manager than Sullivan was.
Interesting point right now. Robert Fuller back in there, catches the Polynesian Warrior with a hard right hand. Jimmy Golden catches Mike Fever. And so the Warrior outside the ring. And now you see Fever caught. Double high backdrop by Golden and Fuller. Fever has got himself in a world of hurt here. Beautiful teamwork there. Drop down and a flying drop kick. And count of three. I'll tell you what, that team is dynamite.
Well, there's a lot of dynamite teams in the Continental area. It's not just Fuller and Golden. There's the Headhunters here. There's the Nightmares here. There's Lynn Denton and Tony Anthony, the original Dirty White Boys here. There's all kinds of great teams in the Continental area, but this is certainly one of them.
Hey, baby, if you're feeling down, I know what's good for you all day.
the Dirty White Boy. His partner, the other half of the original Dirty White Boys, 237, also from Bucksport, Tennessee, Lynn Denton.
If heaven ain't a lot like Dixie, I don't want to go. If heaven ain't a lot like Dixie, I just as soon stay home. I was born to golden year to be born in Alabama. I'm just like my daddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, now in the ring, 229 Million Florida Wildcat, Wendell Cooley. His partner, Tampa, Florida, 228 Thunderbolt, Larry Hamilton.
Larry Hamilton and Wildcat Wendell Cooley going up against the original Dirty White Boys. Tony Anthony and Len Denton, and what a match this promises to be. Well, you talk about four action dynamos in the ring at one time. You've got them here. It's Denton squaring off against Cooley. It's collar and elbow. Denton getting a quick advantage. Cooley reversing it. Cooley gets him good high hip toss. And Denton already complaining to the referee about Cooley pulling at his trunks. That, however, was really not the case. Say a special hi to Sandy Morrell of Atlanta, Georgia. And Marianne Canty, Birmingham. Denton issuing some punishment here on Cooley. Cooley with a reversal. Denton over the top rope. Over, makes the tag, and it is Tony Anthony and Denton both. Paul Nelson, and it was Tony Anthony being caught full body slam. Brother, you talk about action. You've got it here. Between Hamilton and Cooley. That is high voltage with those two. Dirty White Boys trying to regroup now. They've got their problems. Best laid plans of mice and men oft go awry. Yeah, a little tag was made there, but nobody made any moves. And Cooley is not about to fall for that trap. Denton trying to figure out some strategy here. They lock up collar and elbow. Good chain moves by Denton. Reversal by Cooley. Tag is made. Tony Anthony moves in. Cooley standing tall, standing proud. Once again, they tag upside. Headlock now. The tag is made with Larry Hamilton. Hamilton, former Florida State amateur wrestling champion. He has bulked up since then. In college, he was a much lighter weight. In the amateur ranks, of course, a lot of times, a wrestler will slim down, get down as low as he can get weight-wise. Where in the pro ranks, go the other direction. Beautiful move as he brings him up. Another atomic knee drop. So the Dirty White Boys beginning to feel the... There you see a double atomic knee drop, and they crash into each other. Mr. Cooley and Mr. Hamilton have things well in hand. Certainly no question about that. Dirty White Boys having their problems. Outside now, some quick strategy being discussed. Hamilton sizing up his man. Moves in. Caught in the full arm drag and twist now by Tony Anthony. Cooley in the ring now. Full arm drag and twist on Tony Anthony. Cooley in the red trunks as Anthony. And a real problem here. Anthony now uses that free right hand. Now makes a tag with Len Denton. And it's Cooley very quick. The spin under takedown. Keeps an arm bar on Denton. Interesting comments from Ron Fuller earlier as he was talking and speaking on behalf, of course, of the Tennessee stud. I hope that they get one more opportunity against the Headhunters in a steel cage. Cooley in trouble for the first time in this match now as Denton catches him with a whipping right hand. Cooley jammed into that far turnbuckle. Tag is made. And they double team him, and they caught him with a barrage, that time coming in. Now, Tony Anthony uncorks a hard right hand. Cooley fires back. Full body slam. Cooley in trouble. Anthony, quick float over on the body, but Cooley spins away from it. No pinfall there. Once again, the tag is made. Double headbutt on Cooley. Drops him to the canvas once again. Off the ropes. Caught him with a lariat. Cooley down, and that may put him away. No, sir. No, sir. He powered out before the count. A series of stinging blows to the ear and to the side of the head. Enough percussions to the ear, and of course you can knock out that sense of balance, and that may be what Cooley's suffering from right now, as Len Denton seems to have things well under control. Denton catches him once again. Good move by Cooley. Rolling reverse into a saddle, but it was broken up by Tony Anthony. Now here comes Larry Hamilton back into the ring. Tony Anthony uses a hard right hand to the side of the head of Wildcat Wendell Cooley. Cooley is down again. Cooley needs very desperately to get over and tag up. Caught with a lariat. And again, it is Cooley trying to escape it. We're going to have to cut away for a break. Let the stations make a little money. Should a pinfall occur while we're away, we'll bring it to you on instant replay, but we'll be back. We'll be back right after. Has been able to score a pinfall or a submission hold while we were away, and the match continues. Hold while we were away, and the match continues. Reverse. What a collision. Tony Anthony and Wildcat Wendell Cooley, and it's Cooley who appears to be reviving a little bit faster. No, Anthony is now getting to his feet. A double count is on. And Len Denton broke it up, but here comes Larry Hamilton. Larry Hamilton exploding with everything that he's got. Hamilton firing off salvo after salvo. Caught him that time, coming off the ropes. Larry Hamilton. Reverse slam, and now it's Wildcat Wendell Cooley. They double team there. They double-teamed, and I don't think Hamilton really realized what happened. I don't think Hamilton had a clue as to what happened there. But apparently they got a count. Apparently they got a count, and let's see if we can't get the official word.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the time of 9 minutes, 51 seconds, your winners, the original Dirty White Boys, Tony Anthony and Lynn Denton.